Right now, Bitcoin is creating a rising wedge, and in this exact video, I will be talking about my price targets, how we could be trading this, how we could see the breakout, and what is the most likeliest direction for a rising wedge to break towards as well. Right now, Bitcoin is creating a symmetrical triangle on the 1 hour time frame, and this pattern could be breaking in an approximately 48 hours. So make sure to watch this video till the end. I will be discussing the next Federal Reserve interest rate hike and much more important stuff. So don't forget to slap up that like button on today's update video. Can we once again smash it back above 300 likes? That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the aim in the short term. And first of all, we can clearly see we're still bouncing from this blue box of support we've also talked about yesterday. You can see it's clear support here, resistance, and it is yet again flipping into support. However, if I zoom in towards the 1 hour time frame, we can see after this significant bump towards the upside, we are seeing a small little downward sloping resistance line from the top side together with an upward sloping support line. So yes, yet again, Bitcoin is consolidating in this price range, and we will be reaching an apex in approximately 1.5 days. And honestly, I would not like to see a breakout happening today on the Sunday. I prefer to see it happening on the Monday, because then the breakout is probably going to be a little bit stronger and the likelihood of a continuation is going to be bigger. If I do look at this pattern right here, we created a bullish momentum switch towards the upside, and after that we're forming a continuation pattern. So in my opinion, it's going to be extremely likely to see also that continuation happening towards the upside. So I don't really expect there's going to be a movement towards the downside. I only expect it's likely to see a continuation towards the upside from of this point onward. So that is exactly what I will be expecting for the 1 hour time frame. However, if I look at the 4 hourly time frame, we're creating a rising wedge here. And if you don't know already, a rising wedge is a typical bearish bias pattern in the market. And I mean, the price target for Bitcoin, if it's going to be breaking down, is going to be all the way down around 15.4k. And yeah, if we're breaking bullish, it's going to be exactly the other way around, and it's going to be sorry, let me say it correctly, somewhere around 19.2k towards $19,000. So it's either a 10% move down, up, or a 10% move down here. So it's going to be a very interesting amount of time here in the market, but currently we're coming closer and closer towards the end of this apex. The most likely scenario is a breakdown, because rising wedges are just typical bearish bias patterns, and out of the odds, a rising wedge breaks down 70% of the time towards the downside and only 30% of the time towards the upside. So that is a very important take that you need to know here. And basically what confirms a breakdown is a break below the important upper sloping support line, which you can clearly see has been bouncing us every single time we basically have touched it so far. So yeah, this is going to be an important level to be looking at right now. If we do break above the top side of resistance, that also got us rejected for at least 4 times in a row right now, yeah, we also could be expecting further continuation. So keep your eyes wide open on this pattern right now. And of course, especially subscribe to my channel right now, because if we do see a breakout of this pattern and it's not happening on midnight, I will be definitely either upload a video or I will be going live and potentially open up a live trade with you guys on this exact breakout. So this is the time to pay attention. Also, in exactly 3 days from now, and like you can see here on the top side, the next Federal Reserve interest rate hike decision will be there. And currently, a 50 basis point rate hike is getting priced in by 78.2% in the market. And by 21.8% in the market, it's getting priced in that we are going to have a 75 basis point hike. What means that if we are going to get a 50 basis point hike, the market is most certainly going to be pumping, because it's not completely priced in yet. So that is a very important thing to look at right now. If it's going to come in even lower than 50 basis points, oh, then it's going to be absolutely crazy. Of course, what is going to be important, that is in 2 days from now on, we will be having the inflation reports. And if the inflation is really going to come in lower than expected, the Federal Reserve could maybe even go to 25 basis points. But that's really a thing we have to be waiting for right now. The inflation really has to come down for the Federal Reserve to slow down their rate hikes. But currently it looks likely that we're going to get a 50 basis point. If, let's say, if the inflation is going to come in way hotter than anticipated, yeah, probably the 75 basis points could be still happening. So that is the thing to look out for right now. If I do look at inflation, be aware, inflation is always calculated year on year, right? And currently, in 2 days from now on, we will be getting the inflation reports of November. And if I look back at November last year, it was 6.8%. And like you can see, basically from October, inflation started to go up rapidly, and it's calculated year on year, and that is also the reason why October fell towards the downside very rapidly, like dropping 0.5%, because inflation is calculated year on year, and since the inflation is going higher and higher from of this point onwards, and of course the peak is somewhere in July 2022, so in July 2023 probably the inflation can drop significantly towards the downside, but it means that inflation can come also down in a more rapid pace. So that is a very good thing. If you looked at the comparison between October and November, inflation jumped 0.6%. And if this situation in the US is still improving, we could be expecting that we can actually get quite of a large drop. The most interesting part right now here is that the forecast is that the inflation is going to come in on 7.6%. And I personally think it can go way lower, because look at last month. Last month, the forecast was the inflation is going to come in on 8.1%. It came in on 7.7%, what of course caused a massive bump in the market. And it could be happening just yet again here. Another 0.4% below it could definitely signal and definitely indicate a huge pump on the market. Just like last time around, this was the point where we got the inflation reports. And yeah, markets had a very strong bounce here. Let me look at the 1 hour time frame to show you this clearly. This was the point that the inflation reports came out here. We had a very strong bounce of an approximately 8% in the market. So in 2 days from now on, it could be potentially the turning point for Bitcoin. If the inflation is really going to come in lower than expected, it is extremely likely to see, of course, that further continuation happening for Bitcoin. Furthermore, if I look at the Bitcoin price action, we can currently see we're creating an ascending triangle. There's also definitely a pattern to be looking at. Of course, we're looking at the rising wedge, but still, at the meantime, I first initially want to be seeing a break above this resistance box on the top side for the 4 hourly time frame. So 2 things to look at, and of course, this is the important support line. So if we basically break the important support line, things are just going to look bad on all time frames. So if we do have a breakdown right here, it basically confirms a breakdown on all patterns, and it also confirms a breakdown on a daily time frame. So that is definitely the thing that we do not want to be seeing here. So a breakdown will be bearish, a break above will be extremely bullish. Furthermore, I'm still in my long position. I am still leveraged long with 1.8 position. I'm still waiting to add more margin towards my trade. What you can currently see is that the funding rates are extremely negative, which still means that there is a lot of people that are potentially shorting this movement towards the upside. I'm rather not shorting right now here, at least that's the thing that I'm not doing. I am building up my swing trade position towards the upside. It's only 1.8x leverage, and even I can scale down my leverage, or I could even add more margin if the market goes down, and that is also exactly my strategy. So far, the market has not really dropped yet, but if the market drops down towards levels around 15, 14, 13, 12, I will be adding more margin towards my trades, so I can, of course, have a better position for the next bull run. If you are interested in trading yourself as well, you can do so on Bybit. Bybit is unfortunately going to require you to do KYC from of the 15th of December. So if you do not like KYC, or if you can't do it, I would definitely recommend to check out BitGet. BitGet is an exchange where you don't need to do KYC. You don't need to use a VPN. You can withdraw over 30 Bitcoins on a daily basis. So yeah, I mean, I don't like to do my KYC, and that is why I'm also moving really to BitGet right now here. And if you think, okay, I want to be using BitGet, and you sign up an account using the link in the description, you will also get a deposit bonus up to $20,000. And on top of that, you do not have to pay any trading fees for the coming 2 weeks. So make sure to check BitGet right now in the link in the description. It's definitely an exchange that I would recommend to everyone out there right now in this market. Furthermore, we can currently see daily time frame. Nothing have changed yet so far right here. We can still see the daily consolidation is happening for Bitcoin. And honestly, I think it's currently going to be performed the storm, because as soon as the Federal Reserve meeting comes, the inflation reports comes, that is the point where really everything is going to start moving again for Bitcoin. We're still looking as well at the same pattern right here, just like as yesterday. And if I'm looking at the funding rates, I can currently clearly see there's a lot of negative funding rates on Bitcoin, what means that this market is getting significantly shorter right now here. So I remain with my strategy. I'm still swing trading Bitcoin. I don't care if we're going to go lower, because I will still DCA more in towards the market and also more in towards my trades. But anyways, thank you so much for watching towards an amazing new update video here on the channel. I truly hope you did learn anything from it, and I hope you are prepared for the upcoming inflation reports, because if it's really going to come in lower, we could be having a hell of a pump, and we could be above $20,000 in no time again. So guys, thank you so much for watching towards an amazing new update video here on the channel. Don't forget to slap up that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to be seeing me uploading or going live once we do have this breakout right here. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.